Well, Jim, let's stay on the topic of tag teams while we're talking about this. The Undertaker had something to say, apparently. He rated his top tag teams of all time, and the Midnight Express were on the list. I have some audio here I'll play you. Here is The Undertaker talking about his top tag teams of all time.
It's Tag Team Wrestling 101. Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. Coming in at number 3. I'm going to go with the Midnight Express.
If I call him Midnight, he's a freak, period. Let me tell you, Paulie Dangerously, he's got this.
Now, the Midnight Express, my goodness, with Jim Cornette as their manager. Again, another just amazing heel squad, right? You can't have a good babyface without great heels. And Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane were phenomenal. And then you throw Jim Cornette in there, the equalizer, not the equalizer, but the
Equalizer.
Just that guy that was all you knew at some point was going to get involved and turn the tide somehow in favor of his team. He always had the tennis racket and was just the, I put Jim Cornette on my Mount Rushmore manager. So I guess his team made it too. The Midnight Express, just classic tag team wrestling. And
has he said anything yet? Hold on, let's go.
No, come on. Let him keep going. I'm loving it.
I don't think you have the Midnight Express without my number 2, the Rock and Roll Express.
Okay, now you can stop it for a second.
And they went to Rock and Roll Express footage from 1993 Wrestling Challenge.
I like my little cameo in there that I was just yelling about Paul E. Apropos of whatever. But no, I appreciate, before we'll finish that clip with Mark, but obviously I appreciate, we didn't talk about it, but he did put me on his Mount Rushmore list of managers with I'm trying to think, it was Bobby, obviously, myself, and there were 2 other people, obviously, and Paul Bearer was not on the list because he said he's the whole mountain. He wasn't going to put him on a list with 3 other people, and he picked me, Bobby, and 2 other folks. But Mark was a fan, especially in Texas. He saw our run in Mid-South Wrestling and, made an impact with him right in the couple of years before he got in the business. And I appreciate him saying that. And it's his list, so I'm not going to argue with number 3, but, it's still an honor.
And like you said, number 2 were your biggest rivals, the Rock and Roll Express. So you're still tied in.
We're still in there.
All right. Well, those are your thoughts on the Undertaker.
Well, no, you can play the rest of it now.
Well, no, it's just him talking about the other teams.
Number 1?
The Young Bucks.
Oh, fuck you.
No, it was the Legion of Doom.
Oh, okay, the Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors.
Well, and again, then that there's not a lot you can argue with there when you talk about impact on the business and drawing power. Obviously, the Road Warriors were not what the Rock and Roll or Tully and Arn or the Midnight were as far as in-ring performers. They weren't as experienced and etc., but they were phenomenons of personality.
To the fan who is younger, who wasn't there for the peak of the Road Warriors, let alone the Legion of Doom and WWF, what don't they, if they don't think the Road Warriors stand out the way people did in their time, what are they missing?
Well, they're missing being there at the time, because when you see something drastically different than what you've seen and see it for the very first time, or the very first people doing something, that usually gets over the strongest and people remember it. And by necessity, only putting together 2 green, huge muscle builders that had almost no experience, they had to be smashed over. The gimmick, though, was incredible, and it worked until they were able to be trained and taught and surround themselves. We got Paul Ellering as a manager, and who had more experience, and the people had booked them. And when Dusty aligned them with, his top baby faces, all of whom were, in various degrees experience, and the heels that he put them with that were the best heels in the business. They had never seen anybody of that size with that look dominate people, beat the piss out of people as much, as fiercely, and with as much regularity as the Road Warriors did. And the music and the entrance, it just all fit. And it wasn't, this was before a time where, people thought of pro wrestlers as being bodybuilders or muscle heads. The old stereotype was, fat guys with beer bellies. And there had been superstar Billy Graham, and he got over big. And there had been other guys with bodies, but just this level of dominance. And they're in Chicago body slamming Dick the Bruiser, for fuck's sake. Probably the first slam Bruiser had taken in 15 years, and he didn't go up on purpose. So that, once you've seen that kind of shit with everybody that's copied them for the last 35 years, 40 years almost, 40 years this year, my God, then you can't figure it out why it got over, because they never lost. They beat the shit out of everybody. They looked like $1 million, and they can fucking talk. Well, what else do you need?
Wing! All right, well, Jim, maybe if the Legion of Doom were around today, that animal was a real enterprising guy. Maybe he would be selling some Legion of Doom merchandise with Shopify.
Well, that's a thing. All of us could have taken a page out of Shopify's book. I don't know if that's an apropos simile. We could have used Shopify back in those days. We could have, from our own living rooms, we could have run our own merchandise business. I know we'd have made more money than what Crockett paid us on merchandise. And if you want to make more money than what other people are paying you, well, then you go to Shopify right now, because I'm telling you, Brian, not only is Shopify the number one e-commerce platform, it's a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, but also, my God, well, they've got more attributes than what we've been talking about here recently. Did you know, for example, you don't have to just sell just your own stuff anymore, because they've got Shopify Collective, where you can curate products to sell from the brands that you love. So let's say you go into Walgreens and you love this certain type of vaginal refreshment. Well, you could just pick that up off the shelf and turn around and resell it, because you're curating a brand you love.
I don't think that's a proper example. I don't even know where you pulled that example out of, but that certainly wasn't in the copy, and that is certainly not behavior that the listener should copy.
I can tell you where it's pulled out of most times, but also, for example, you can grow your average order value with the Shopify Bundles app, where you can create and sell product bundles with ease. Now, let's say you're driving down the road, you see a bunch of stuff laying on the side of the road. You gather it up, you bundle it all up, and you sell it on Shopify. People will pay for this shit. And sometimes there can be roadkill and you don't even have to remove. That's part of the...
There's no roadkill. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, fine people out there at home, if you have a business and you need a great online portal, an easy way to sell your products, keep track of things, and of course, make money with your business.
Yes.
Shopify, our friends at Shopify, our great, dear friends at Shopify.
Yes. Well, you know what? They're not only friends, but they're your no excuses business partner. That says that right here on the copy. They're your no excuses business partner. When shit gets fucked up, they've got no excuse. And folks, you can sell without needing to code or design or even think, basically.
Use your thoughts.
They'll do everything. They'll do everything for you. Just show up and say, look here, figure out what I need to sell and do it for me. But it does say that you can bring your best ideas, and Shopify will help you open up shops. That means, let's say you want to open up a donut shop. You go up to Shopify and you say, my idea is to open up a donut shop. And they get to work immediately on baking those donuts and glazing them. You ought to see the glazing process. And with Shopify Magic, you could whip up captivating content that converts from blog posts to product descriptions and generate instant fact answers. And you can pick the perfect email send time. Let's say you want to break up with your wife, but you don't want to do it in person.
No.
You figure while you're on a business trip, you could pick that time to send her the perfect email saying, get the fuck out of the house.
You could do that yourself in your email yourself. That has nothing to do with Shopify. This is about sending out a blast to your customers.
Oh, well, if you want to blast your customers, that's your own business. I'd be nice to them if I were you. They're sending you money. But Shopify Magic's free for every Shopify seller. So, free magic. You have to believe it's magic, and nothing can stand in our way. And once you start selling, Shopify makes getting laid simple by instantly accepting. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, that says
What?
getting paid. Getting paid simple. By instantly, I'm kind of disappointed
Will
now.
you be serious for once?
I misread it. They instantly accept every type of payment. I'm talking cash, credit cards, personal checks, traveler's checks, various forms of barter coins available in the South Seas.
I don't know how many of these other currencies after cash and charge they accept, so let's not guarantee anything. Check with your local
authorities?
Shopify authorities, yes.
Yes. Well, they'll grow your business no matter how far or big grows. I'll try that again. They grow with your business no matter how far or big you grow. So apparently you're not going to outrun these motherfuckers. You're never going to get rid of them. No matter how big you get, they're going to be right behind you. They're on your tail.
You will enjoy the relationship with Shopify.
Yes, whether you like it or not. Thanks to an endless list of integrations and third-party apps, anything you can think of from on-demand printing to accounting to chat bots, everything you need, they're a big company and they've got all this stuff and they'll lay that sucker on you. And they'll make your marketing simple by removing the guesswork with built-in tools that help you create, execute, and analyze your online marketing campaigns, whatever that might mean. So right now, folks, running a growing business means getting the insights you need wherever you are, and they've got a single dashboard. And you can fucking floor this son of a bitch and drive it like you stole it.
No.
And manage the orders and the shipping and the payments from anywhere in the world except the dark web. You have to get a separate subscription to manage any illegal or illicit payments that come in.
No, there are no illegal... Stop saying these things. Where are you pulling up these rules? There are no other subscriptions needed for illegal payments because there will be no illegal payments. Shopify will not accept illegal payments, and they will stop you from taking illegal payments.
That's right. They're going to wash them off first. Folks, right now, if you want to grow your business from a do-it-yourself enterprise out of your garage to something that will completely leave your control and you'll be fucked on before you can leave it to your children, and the board will take over and leave you broke, busted, and disgusted with a whiskey bottle in your back pocket in an alleyway somewhere or possibly even a gutter.
The board.
Go right now to Shopify.com/JCE, which is all lowercase now, not the Shopify.com, but the /JCE. For whatever reason, they're the only ones that have ever mentioned this, that you got to put JCE in all lowercase. And who the fuck are we to argue with people? You can sign up for a $1 a month trial period right now, Shopify.com/JCE. So they'll grow your business. It'll run completely off and leave you. No matter what stage you're in, they're going to make it bigger. And you're going to be in a higher tax bracket as a result of this. I just want you to know that ahead of time. Making all this fucking money that you probably don't even deserve on the backs of Shopify. Shopify.com/JCE, $1 a month trial period. And at the end of that month, when you've paid them $1 and you've tried them out, well, I bet you're going to try them again. Yeah, but you can try them all you want. You're never going to beat them. Shopify.com.
That's right. Shopify, our friends. Use them today if you need them.
Don't use them. Do business with them. Don't utilize
their services today.
Well, that's a more friendly way of saying it.